Hey guys, welcome back to RC Trax, and today I'm going to be talking about the Spektrum versus the Traxxas remotes. Which one is better, and which one I think, in my opinion, does best performance-wise. Let's get started. Alright, so now, which one does better? Of course, so let's go over the basic things we got here. So, if you're looking at buying an entry-level remote, you probably have two main options. You probably have the Spektrum over here, and then the Traxxas Top Qualifier or TQ remote, the Spektrum DX2e. And which one is better? If you're looking for an RC remote that's generally cheap, these two are the most recommended. So I'm going to talk about which one I think is better in my opinion and why. So yeah. So first we're going to start with the Traxxas remote. These Traxxas remotes, these Top Qualifier or TQs, come on basically every single Traxxas entry level model. If you want to go a step above, you have the TQi, which is just a step above, and they're honestly the same, except for, you know, they're honestly the same design of the remote. So, design-wise, it won't make much of a difference, but it does have the Traxxas link right there. And, so here we go. So with the Traxxas remotes, so the TQ. So the TQ, I feel, is a good entry-level remote. For the feel in the hand, it's pretty nice. I like how it has this little thumb rest right here, so you don't have to kind of just, you know, it just kind of rests there. You can drive. I also like how it takes 4 AA's, as most every single 2.4 gigahertz remote. And if you're looking for the on and off switch, it's a little hard to find at first, but it's actually down there. And so that's the Traxxas. Now, for features, it does have a nice foam steering wheel, so it's nice in the hand. And then it does have this throttle trigger, which is kind of weird because it sinks all the way in like that, versus some remotes only go to about there when it hits. This sinks all the way in, so there's actually a little hole right down there. And then, of course, you got the reverse. My hands are a little bit small because I'm obviously not an adult, but the reverse, you know, it's kind of a stretch for my hands, but the forward is no issue, and it's just a nice feel. And for features, you have your steering trim right here, and there's no other dials, except you can change that and other things like that using the set and menu, just the set button. The other ones, whoops, have the menu, which programs some more different things. And they also have this, this right here, which is actually pretty nice. So, you know, it's just with the TQ, it's kind of limited in features, as well as even for beginner remotes, it's kind of limited in features. So, and then some other cons I don't really like is that the steering wheel is really small and it only turns, here, let me bump you guys up a level. I'm actually just using tires to bump you guys up so you can see a bit better. There you go. And the wheel only goes about 1/4 of a turn, not even that. Versus the Spektrum, it goes a lot more than that. I'll just do it at the same speed. You can obviously see the Spektrum turns a lot more. And I kind of like that. Another thing that's better, listen to the Spektrum. This. Still does it, but not as bad as the Spektrum. And, yeah, so that's the TQ. Another thing I don't like is how stiff the throttle is, and you can kind of hear it. Versus Spektrum. It's just me, but I do not like stiff throttle remotes. It's just kind of annoying, and that's the big downer, in my opinion, of the Traxxas remotes. So, basically, just the overview of that, and yeah. So now we're going to do the Spektrum. This one is obviously a bit beat up because it's over 1.5 years old, and it does not have the not TSM, the AVC yet. even though it says it right there. This remote does not have it. So here's the Spektrum. This is my favorite, and of course, like all 2.4 gigahertz remotes, it takes 4 AA's. I like the Spektrum better because the Traxxas has this plastic grip. The Spektrum has this nice rubber grip, and it just feels nice in the hand. A lot of people have said this before, but the Spektrum DX2e is just a great feel in your hand. It's just good. The Spektrum designers got it right. And this comes on basically every Horizon Hobby entry-level product. Yeah, so this is an older version, but the newer versions are a bit the same remote, but they're a bit sleeker. And another thing I don't like about the newer versions is they don't have this rubber handle thing, which is really annoying. I mean, it was really nice. Why did they get rid of it? Save money? I don't know. But so the Spektrum. So features wise, you can obviously turn it on here. And then we have that's throttle trim, steering trim. And then this is, in the newer ones, that's used for AVC, but this is the steering rate, or how much steering travel you want. And then up here, which I really like, is here's the bind button, steering reverse, and throttle reverse. So it's so easy to change if it got mixed up. With the Traxxas, you kind of have to push the button and watch the LED blink, and it's really annoying, and it's hard to memorize exactly what to do. But the Spektrum is just easy. It's well laid out, and it's awesome. You can set the Spektrum on the side like that versus the Traxxas. You can kind of do it, but it's kind of wobbly like that. And just the Spektrum, I believe, is better. And the downer is the wheel is made of plastic, but it does have a lot more travel and is bigger than the Traxxas one. The throttle is very light, which I really like, and then the reverse is good as well. And then the throttle, not the throttle, see how the wheel is blocking the throttle? The wheel is like right there, versus the Traxxas, where the wheel is way ahead of the throttle. I just like the wheel right on the throttle versus way ahead of the throttle. And that concludes my review on the Spektrum. It also has this antenna thing, which is kind of weird, but it looks kind of cool actually. So this concludes my review of these two remotes, and I'll let you decide which one is better. My pick would be the Spektrum versus the Traxxas, though you can find the Spektrum for a bit more expensive at around $60, or you can find this on eBay or whatever for around $50. So yeah, that's going to be about it for this video. If you like this video, make sure to like, and if you have any comments or which one you think is better, make sure to comment down below. I like reading your guys' comments. Alright, that's going to be about it for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. RC Trax, signing out.